Hi everybody and welcome back to the Order of Narvosc. This is session 52, Meetings and Partings. We hope you enjoy. You all feel yourselves tugged, yanked, viciously pulled out of the Feywild. This isn't your normal feeling like you're falling, feeling like you're being taken from somewhere to another dimension. This is forceful, this is panicked, this is mad. As you get yanked back. It's brutal. The sweet scent of the Feywild immediately disappears. And roll me a Constitution saving throw.
$11.
15.
I got a 4.
Okay. With an 11 and a 4, you both take 2 points of damage as you feel sick, as this feeling of motion sickness, like your head feels like, your brain feels like it hits the front of your skull with how fast you're getting yanked back. Everything disappears. And then you start to see the darkness of the realm you have become accustomed to. Wind hits your face as you all crumple on the ground, hard, cold ground, as you hit it with so much force. You all will take 6 bludgeoning damage as you hit the ground, except for Velphie.
Oh, okay.
You take 3, since whatever this force is that is grabbing you can't grab you the same way it is everyone else. And as you all are crumpled on the ground, pulled from the Feywild, from a war council, what do you do?
I'm going to stare up at the sky and what does it look like right now? Dark, light?
As you look up towards the sky, it is nightfall. Y'all left this material plane, Shadowfen, in the morning. You know time has passed, you don't know how much.
How long did it feel like we were in the Feywild?
Not long, maybe an hour or so.
Okay. Can I look around to see where we are, if there's any like familiar landmarks, to kind of figure out if we're in Shadowfen and where we are in Shadowfen?
Yeah, roll me a perception check.
Was going to ask to do the same, if I may.
You may roll a perception check.
15.
15.
18.
18, perfect. Also, both Friedrich and Quirin, you both were healed of your magical contagion last session, so you are not rolling at disadvantage for intelligence or dexterity. With a 15 and an 18, it's darker, but you all notice that you're near the campsite that you all left previously. The last time you went into Sydonea, you're back outside of that section. You see a campfire that has been left unattended. It's died down. There aren't even embers left from where you had set that campfire ablaze. Roll me a survival check, please.
Five.
14.
Dirty 20.
Oh. I wasn't muted. 16.
Okay. With a 16 and a dirty 20, with how cold that campfire is, y'all have been gone for at least a couple days. And as you continue to survey your surroundings, you hear the smallest bleat to the right.
That wakes me up immediately. I'm back to it.
Your mounts are all still here. And Beatrice is standing in front of them. Old little Beatrice, who looks like her legs kind of shake. She's getting old, but she stands as firmly as she can in front of the others like this little protector. Even though she's very brave to be standing in front of the others, and y'all see that bravery. You see how very scared this old goat is. And with knowing it's been a couple days, she's been doing this for a couple days, waiting for a return.
I immediately run up to her and I'm casting Speak with Animals, but it takes 10 minutes. But before I even know that she can understand me, I'm just profusely apologizing and scratching her ears.
And that tension melts away as the last conversation you both had, it was mentioned in order to win, it's possible to die. So she doesn't care whether you've won, whether you've lost. You're back. And you can tell like that fear melts away. And even though she can't quite understand you, you know, some animals understand certain words, certain phrases. It seems like while you're casting that, she is trying to keep up and she nuzzles into that. And while that is happening, while you're casting that spell, Velphie and Quirin, you all see Rose bed campsite where you all had left him. He is no longer there.
Are there... If we can kind of gather that a few days have passed, I mean, is it possible to also gather how long it's been since he's left? Like...
Roll me another perception check.
No. Wait, no, reliable talent. That was a nat 1. What? Forgot. 17.
Okay, with a 17, as Professor Friedrich is apologizing profusely to Beatrice and checking on Beatrice, you see beside her is a note that has been stabbed into a tree with the dagger you all left him because you took his gun.
I don't remember that part.
Sorry about that.
Wait, who has the gun?
Van has his gun.
Oh.
Well.
Because Van didn't have a weapon, and we were like, well, you're just going to be standing there. And then it turns out he just stood there anyway.
He just stood there anyway. But as you all do mention Van, Ruby is holding on to Van very tightly, and with this saddened look on her face, she'll look at you all. I've got to get him back to Limbo. I've got to take care of him. You all are going back soon, right?
I think we need to have some discussion on where we're going, but I would think Limbo's a good idea.
Well, then I will meet you all there. I need to. This isn't looking good, and he needs something. So I will see you all there.
Velphie will put her hand on Ruby's shoulder, just kind of like a reassuring squeeze, like, do what you gotta do. We'll meet you there.
Yeah, keep him safe.
She'll give you a nod, mounts on the horse, and then books it back to where Limbo is. As both Van and Ruby leave the party for the current time. But you see that note that is stuck in that tree. the gun on Van's back that he's been carrying the entire time. What do you do?
We'll walk up and take the note and read it out loud as well, just so we all know what's going on here.
Okay. In very sloppy handwriting. Gone to the underground. You all are safer without me, and I cannot leave her.
He can't get in, though, right? I don't know what he plans on doing.
Weaponless and by himself, it's a bad idea all around.
I mean, who's to say the way we came in is the only way in?
That's true. It's just we saw what's happening down there. Even if you get in, that's the least of your worries.
There's nothing else there except for the first floor. I don't really know what he intends to do that won't get him killed.
And at this time, Speak with Animals goes off.
Like it starts.
Yes.
I'm so sorry. I should never have put you through that. I'm gonna get tea going here shortly. We'll warm you up. You've been so brave, but it was never your responsibility to do what you did.
Is dear friend okay? That's all that matters?
I'm okay. Are you okay? You look like you could use rest.
I'm okay. It's just really dark and there's been a lot of weird noises and lights and everything. It's just been really scary and I just wanted to make sure you were okay because when you didn't come back, I thought you were gone and I didn't think you were going to come back.
I wasn't sure I was going to come back either, but I'm here and that's what matters right now. And I'm just so sorry that I put you through that.
It's okay. And you can tell, like, old lady sobs.
Oh, I'm going to go ahead and start. Did we start a fire? We just did survival to check the warmth of it. Can I get it going again?
Roll survival, please.
Absolutely, I will. Check this out. Hey, 19.
You're able to get this fire started and going. And while you all are collecting your bearings, you start to hear rumbling underneath your feet. And then a whoosh sound as Sydonea is engulfed in purple light. That same light you all saw what would have been a couple days ago. For you, it's just last night. As it is engulfed in that same purple light, the same purple light you saw that drained everyone in the underground the last time, the same purple light that are being described coming from Ashen Ward, that same light goes up. And then within a moment, disappears.
Are we reasonably certain where that light is coming from? Can we deduce it?
And where are you trying to deduce that it's coming from?
Well, Anaria mentioned seeing flashes of light of the same colors, and this is a flash of light, but it's just really close to us. And then we heard the story from Sipera about what happened there, where she claims the light's coming from.
Sipera also told you she was seeing them again from the southeast.
Yeah.
I will say, yeah, you know that somehow these are connected.
I feel that we are going to be forced to make decisions that will preclude others for lack of time.
So will we just leave Sydonea? I can't leave him there.
Do you have a way of... You have a connection. Do you have a way of locating or speaking to him? Or seeing him?
When I've tried to speak to him, it never got through. But I can try to see him. I've done it when we were in Aurora. So I could try to do that.
It may be worth it simply because we don't know he's still down there.
They must have seen him though. We left him there on a disc. We're so close. They must have seen him. And you see, like, it looks like she wants to cry, but, like, she can't do it.
Quirin is just staring at Velphie and then at Fred, and as she's explaining everything, just like looks down and just starts digging his foot into the dirt. If you could see him, so we would know. The more information we have on any decision, I think would be good.
She's going to take out the mirror, the jewel-crusted mirror, and she just right there, she'll cast scrying.
Okay. Can everybody else see what is on that scry mirror, or is it just for you?
Let's see. It says you can see and hear a creature you choose on the same plane of existence. Target makes a wisdom saving throw, which is modified by the tables. How well you know the target and the sort of physical connection you have to it. The target doesn't know what is making the save against, but it feels uneasy. On a successful save, the target isn't affected, and you can't use the spell again for 24 hours. On a failed save, the spell creates an invisible and tangible sensor within 10 feet of the target. You can see and hear through the sensor as if you were there. The sensor moves with the target, remaining within 10 feet of it for the duration. If something can see the sensor, it appears as a luminous orb about the size of your fist. Can target a location as well. It doesn't say anything about other people seeing what's on the mirror, so all it says is you can see.
With pulling this mirror out to cast scrying, are you the only one that sees it? Or is anybody that is looking at the mirror, can they see it?
Is this how it'll be from now on?
With you casting the spell, you will have the option. So do you want everyone to see what is on that mirror? Or do you want it just for Velphie to see?
I think she'd want to share it, just so if she can see him, then everyone in the party will know exactly what's happening without her having to explain it and possibly miss a detail.
Okay. You know him very well. That means your modifier or your DC goes up by 5.
Okay.
What is your current DC?
Save DC
Yes.
is 17.
So it goes up to 22. Do you have anything of Antier's?
I have the second bag of holding that he gave me at the ball. And it's possible that she may still have the key to his apartment. I don't think she ever gave that back.
Yeah, you definitely have the key to his apartment. You have the bag of holding.
And the ring that he gave me that he stole. So I've got a few things.
Okay. As you cast Scrying, do you want to share what that spell looks like as you cast it onto the mirror for everyone to see?
She sits down. Actually, no. I think she would just pull it out and start doing it. So she's standing there, very tense, and this kind of like, it's kind of like, I think, not necessarily smoky, but just like a hazy effect kind of surrounds the mirror, but it seems like it's like vibrating with anxiety, like the anxiety that she feels. She's pouring all of her energy, the emotion that she can muster, she's pouring it into this to make it work as best as possible. And it just kind of encompasses the mirror for a second and like gets sucked in through the glass.
And as it gets sucked into the glass, like smoke, you see visuals start to form. You all are in an underground tunnel. You see, it's almost like you are positioned behind people and you are traveling with them from behind. You see Antir is in the back, and Antir is very sluggishly, very forcefully walking forward. His footsteps are loud, almost like he is stomping, clumping. It's not typically how Antir walks. And you see that he is fiddling with something around his neck. And he's moving forward like he is being commanded to. And in front of him is Beltov and Mech. Beltov, still with these black ichor beings coming and protruding from his spine, has a soft purple glow, that same purple glow you just saw outside Sydonea. They match. You see Mech, the Goliath who you all know from Limbo, who was working behind the bar. Very kind soul. Doesn't seem to be that way anymore as they are all walking forward. Beltov will take in a deep breath. A frustrated groan comes from him, and he will turn back towards Antir. Eyes, that same purple glow, not the silver you all are used to. I've had about enough of this, Fox. We have places to be, and we can definitely do without your incessant stomping. You see Antir sets his jaw, but you notice he doesn't grind his teeth. Almost like he locks his jaw into place. Why is it you are so adamant in fighting what you cannot understand, Fox? Beltov realized this, why can't you? Mech realized this, why can't you? You see sparks start to fly underneath the collar as Antir tries to hold his feet steady, and you can actually see the feet start to move forward as he doesn't want to move, but he's being forced to move forward. I understand. Bonds are a powerful motivator, aren't they? Bonds give you something to look forward to, something to hold on to, something to fight for. What is it that old fairy tales used to say? It is better to defend something you love rather than fight something you hate. Is that what all this is about? You know, you were supposed to bite down on that capsule once you got caught, and you never did you? You never did. It's still sitting there right now, isn't it? You were perfectly fine sending Limbo to its doom, weren't you? Good old fox down right to the end. As long as it meant keeping your memories, you would happily forsake everyone there, wouldn't you? It's the reason you didn't bite down is because of her, isn't it? You all will see Antir spit in Beltov's face. And then you see slight charring underneath where a collar is sitting. And that burning starts to spread up to where his cheeks are, like almost like someone has been struck by electricity, struck by lightning. And you see smoke coming from it. And you see somebody who wants to scream because it hurts, but he won't do it. So we're resorting to that. That's fine. That is perfectly fine. You know, those capsules were a waste of time anyway. You knew that, right? I was always able to see into Limbo no matter what you thought you were doing, no matter what memories you tried to erase of the place, I could always get in. Beta truly thought that keeping me hidden meant that I could not see, and that is not quite the case now, is it? See, I see everything that this vessel and my other 3 see. Always will. Just because you can't see me doesn't mean that I can't see. I know your weaknesses. I know your friendship. Everything you told him, you've told me. Sad, isn't it? Pathetic, isn't it? That everything you tried to hide from me, I know anyway. You've helped nothing. You've bettered nothing. You will always just be a fox. For that is what you are good at. You have sacrificed for nothing. Use it. Use it now. Beltov gives that command, and you see Mech is off in the front at this point. He's walked a little bit further. And he is just watching very nonchalantly, like none of this matters. Like nothing matters. You all see that spark start to fly again as he is trying to be defiant. But defiance can only last so long as that jaw clenches down. and you see all emotion wipe from his face. Antir relaxes and then looks back at Beltov with very empty, soulless eyes. Do carry on. And Antir will begin walking forward, silently, deadly, just like how a fox should. Beltov will then stand there. He turns his head and he looks directly at you through the mirror. Your bond no longer exists, Miss Velphie. Maybe you should have taken my offer, no? And then your mirror shuts off.
I think Velphie she's like stunned. Just still like looking at the mirror. She doesn't move, her eyes just glued to the mirror, like she's hoping to see him again, but she's just stuck there.
I think after a beat of also just like shock, Quirin will just, I imagine him sitting behind Velphie watching everything. If he may, just put a hand on her shoulder and just slowly take the mirror out of her hand, just at least remove it for the time being.
She grips it harder. And I think like everything that's happened, losing her mom and thinking that her dad was gone and then him coming back and then losing him again, and then now feeling like she essentially lost Antir. I think like she feels as much sorrow and sadness as she possibly could, and like her eyes well up, but they can't. That's pretty much it. But she's holding on to that mirror like a death grip, just staring at it.
If she's holding on to that tightly, he doesn't try again. Just take a step back. I know when we were given these capsules, they were intended to be final, but is there any way you can reverse it? He's mostly looking at Fred when he's asking that.
Am I familiar at all with any kind of magic like this?
Roll me an Arcana check.
Not a great roll, but good modifier. 15.
With a 15, you know of spells that can erase memory. You weren't there when these were created. You don't necessarily know how to reverse it. This was a fail-safe. You've seen this in action once with Beltov. It wipes most everything.
I'll share that and add my own thoughts in of, it really depends on whoever orchestrated this, how they set it up. I mean, if it was meant to be a fail-safe, an absolute last-ditch effort to protect Limbo, then they may have tried to ensure that. And I'll sort of trail off a bit and then come back with, I don't know. And with magic, things are rarely certain. So maybe there's something. Could we tell where they were?
Roll me a history check.
28.
With a 28, the stone that you see on the sides of the walls are very similar to the underground pathway you all walked in with the cells. But they're less polished. And with a 28 history, there was a door down there that was sealed. But they are walking forward. They have places to be. They are most likely not here.
Okay. I don't know what can be done as far as the effects on Ondir's memory, but in an effort to stay both optimistic and practical and forward-thinking, he appears to be of use to them, which means I think his survival is... he's alive. And I have come to learn that nothing is permanent. Everything is always changing. He's alive. That's what we know now. And perhaps there's something we can do to help him relearn who he was.
Velphie will... She looks up at whoever's in front of her, probably Quirin, since he was trying to take the mirror. And she'll, like, kind of flatly say, "We have to go back. We have to go back." And after a moment, she'll start to turn. "I can't leave him. I have to go back. I have to go back. I can fix this. I just have to get him back."
And we will do that. Absolutely. Whatever we decide to do, I don't think we're in any condition to do that now.
I agree. And I would suggest we not sacrifice strategy for expediency.
He's alive, like Fred said. If they didn't show us them stopping that, he will probably remain that way.
She'll still and kind of consider. And then she'll put the mirror back in her bag. And just kind of look at you guys. You're right. You have to be smart about this. So what do we do? What's our next step? How do we get him back?
Well, immediately, I think rest is of great importance, and I don't know if it's safe to do so here, but somewhere nearby. And that will lead to clearer heads, clearer vision, better planning.
And if we do go down again to try and find them, they're not there, are we just hoping they left something for us to follow?
And as you ask that question, another spurt of light comes from Sydonea, almost like it's on a timer.
How long ago was the previous one we saw?
10 minutes. Realistically, you cannot go back into Sydonea at this point without dying.
We have 10 minutes to get in and get out. Which is impossible.
But y'all may roll me a history check if you wish.
I love to roll. 19.
Attempt it. We were better off not attempting it.
25.
Okay, with a 19 or less, you don't get a whole lot right now. With a 25, this seems panicked. This seems rushed, and it's on a clock. Erebus is pissed. And he is going to take down anybody who tries to walk in or out of Sydonea at this point. You've already taken down one of his own. You have, in theory, weakened him. And you know he's trying to breach the Feywild now, too. He already has a connection to one. There's not much left of Shadowfen. There's not much left to consume. He is taking everything he possibly can that is left in Shadowfen as fast as he can. And he's probably going to start draining the Feywild, those who are corrupted, very soon. you know you are running out of time. And with a history check, the other person you know who is sick probably doesn't have much left, as it is taking everything as fast as it possibly can.
So Velphie stares at Sydonea for a second. And then she turns back. He's panicking. He doesn't want to take any more chances. That's what it feels like. And it seems like Shadowfen is running empty, and his focus is now on the Feywild. And she'll look at Quirin. I don't know that your sister has much time. With how quickly he's moving through Shadowfen, I think he'll move on to the Feywild next.
I think he meets Velphie's eyes. Is that a... I'm sorry. Is that a suggestion? I don't want to leave what you want, but...
Conflict just written all over her face as you talk.
His face is probably mirroring that same look.
I don't know. You're right in that he's still alive, at least, and seems to be of use to them. And now he's one of the best assassins Sydonea has. And I'm willing to bet they'll use him against us. Whether it's straight up confrontation or tracking us, finding us, surprising us. He's good at what he does. So he'll live. But your sister isn't so lucky. And you see she's like really struggling. So it might... We should save her. He'll live for now. And she just kind of like repeats that a few times, just kind of looking off in a different direction.
I'd never have to be convinced to go back. I just don't want to put a life above another. I'll gladly go back and see her and help if we can. That's always where my mind is at. I just wanted to be sure I know yours is in that same boat, just for a different person.
I mean, if I had it my way, we'd be going back right now. And I'm sure you said you feel the same way. So I understand. But again, he'll live. He's useful. But your sister is weak. I don't know how we'll get there, how we'll stay there. But I guess... I don't know.
Tomorrow morning I can try and get us there. I tried to get us there last time we shifted, but I wasn't entirely accurate with the landing place, so... Is that the plan then? And I'll look at, split between Velphie and Fred.
I agree with it. I think it strikes a blow at Erebus as well. At a time where he's getting angry, perhaps reckless. And if we can do this and help her, then we can show that his ends, his goals are not inevitable. We can fight back. It may seem like a small thing, but I'm on board.
I think Quirin's face is probably a little red now as well, but he'll just give just a half smile and a nod to both Velphie and Fred, and walk over to Baymont, right? Yes, I was pretty sure that was it. I don't want to get it mixed up. And just say hi and kind of either get ready to settle down for the night or get ready to move. Kind of just whomever leads in doing one of those two things, I'll follow. But he's just there with Baymont, with Pike, and just, saying hello, getting reacquainted.
And Baymont nuzzles in, and you all know that they have been here for a couple days and they are safe. So this place isn't necessarily a danger to you. Y'all are on the outskirts of those lights, and those lights do reappear almost every 10 minutes or so. They almost pulse. And anything trapped within that light, you know their soul is devoured. And they are left dry. And as you all are getting settled for the evening, is there any last minute things you all wish to do before you finally get to take a long rest?
I'd like to make some tea for anyone who would like some, since I was working on that. And I don't even know what tea I could scrounge up. Probably nothing very good, but it's more of a symbolic thing.
I'll gladly take tea.
I think Velphie is kind of just going through the motions. And just... She pets Straya for a little while. And then she'll come sit down by the fire. And she's holding her cat that she carved. Just kind of rubbing it. Just looking down at it. She doesn't say anything.
After I serve tea, I would like to go ahead and start. I'll take out Soul Work, and I want to start copying over Soul Cleanse, one of the spells in the back, into my Librum, which will take 7 hours. So I'm going to try to do some before I sleep and some after.
You got it. You're able to start copying this spell over to your spell book, the 7th level Soul Cleanse, and you have that crystal with you that was gifted to you by this book. And you all are able to settle down for the evening. Those lights go up every 10 minutes. Every 10 minutes. You all are able to take a long rest. Nothing bothers you in the night besides those lights and that whooshing. But there are no monsters in the dark. It's just quiet. Like the calm right before a storm is about to hit. Professor Friedrich, you now have Soul Cleanse in your spellbook that you can cast ritualistically.
Oh, okay, cool.
Have one crystal. You only have one.
But it can be cleansed itself, right?
Yes. But you need holy water and a cleric.
Neither of which I have in hand. But I know of one.
Did you know of one? You know of two, actually.
True.
And with that, you all are able to wake up the next morning. Your fire has gone out. It's overcast, but it is chilly as you're getting further into the winter months, or getting closer to the winter months. And everything's lackluster as it usually is.
I think Quirin is one of the first ones up. I mean, he doesn't sleep a ton. So I think he'll spend his morning. I mean, there's really not a whole lot to prepare, but do whatever that may entail. I think he's just ready to start the plan of going back. So,
With preparing to go back, you know you will roughly have a little over an hour. You've got to be very quick, because you are going to get pulled back within an hour of their time.
oh, how specify the target destination in general terms? Okay. If we're, I'm just trying to think of the place of like where we would try and shift to. If Barnabas was saying, at least that we think he was saying that she was with him, I don't know, do we know of Barnabas before? Does he have like a home that we would know of? Or like an idea of just where he would be?
Barnabas isn't necessarily as well known as, say, an Archfey. So Barnabas's information's kind of not public, but he is the advisor, the most trusted person of an Archfey. Most likely would be at the place where the Archfey stays.
Okay, that's what I had in mind. I just wasn't sure if there was public information to be more specific. So, okay. Sounds good. Yeah, then he's just, I think, trying to figure out where to go. And
as you're getting that prepared, are Friedrich and Velphie doing anything?
I think Velphie may have been up for a while. Different from her sleeping in. Just like staring up at the sky. And I think she knows that it most likely won't work, but she's going to try to send ascending to Antir.
Okay. And what do you say?
You don't know me, but I know you. Stay alive. I'm coming soon. I love you.
You do not get a response.
Then she'll sit up and start collecting her things, and she'll stop and put on that ring that he gave her and attune to it. And then she's going to cast into it the fifth level Mass Cure Wounds.
Okay. Go ahead and mark off that 5th level spell slot for today.
Cool. And then she'll just start packing up, anything situated, not really saying anything.
Okay. And what about Professor Friedrich?
I'm going to start casting Speak with Animals again and eat my words.
Okay.
Go over to Beatrice and say, I hope you slept well. I feel like I'm nothing but apologies these days. We need to go away again for potentially a couple of days. And it is to help someone who is very dear to Quirin. And what you did for the other animals last time was incredibly brave, and I feel like I asked too much of you. So I will just tell you that you should be okay here. It will just be quiet, hopefully. It should be. And disregard the lights. You should stick to Sydonea, and we'll be back as soon as we can. And I'll leave some food and things this time.
Are you gonna be okay?
We'll be okay. Yeah. And we're gonna go help someone who really needs it. And it will make a big difference in our fight.
As long as you're gonna be okay.
Will you be okay?
Yeah, I was just really worried about you last time. I didn't know you were gonna be gone so long, and with knowing it'll make things easier, and I know you're coming back, and this isn't the same as when you went down there, and I thought you were gonna turn into leaves and float away too, so this is better.
Right. It won't be too long. We'll be back.
Okay, well, just be careful, and I know I can't help from here, but I will try.
You're helping a lot. You're helping Straya and Baymon and helping us to do what we're going to do. You're as much a part of this as we are. I'm going to start setting out like whatever apples or oats or things I have on me.
And you're able to get that set up, and you're able to get all the mounts set up. And with that, you all are... Velphie?
Did it feel like that sending hit? Like it was able to pass through whatever barrier was stopping them before?
Roll an Arcana check.
It's a natural one. For a 5?
You don't know. It's been a rough little bit. You don't know. And with that, you all are able to get set up and you all are ready to plane shift whenever you are ready.
I think Quirin just sets up close to where the fire was and just kind of motions to gather around. Kind of like how, oh, you're both unconscious last time. um, just motion.
I just walk up with my eyes closed and my hands out.
Yep. All right. That's good. Now, I'm just gonna grab your hand, and Velphie, if you want to grab the other one.
Velphie, she'll give a sugar cube to Straya first, and just kind of rub her face a little bit, and just say, "I'll be back. Be good." And then she'll walk over. Oh, she'll push the tongue in, and then she'll walk over. And she'll. You said take your hand, right, Quirin?
Fred's other hand,
Okay.
or mine. That's either's fine.
She'll take Friedrich's hand.
And he'll just put a hand up and just give Pike a little pet. Ready? Ooh. And we will we'll try and plane shift again and hopefully be a little bit better with the landing.
And where are you aiming to go?
If there is, I don't know, being part of the guard, I don't know if Quirin would have ever been in like a personal area for Inaria and Barnabas. If there's just like how to explain it, like a public lobby, I suppose, that would be general enough. I don't think we want to be too specific, just in case. I don't know, something that's he would have been there plenty of times. Something familiar that's close-ish to where he assumes Barnabas would be.
Okay. You're able to cast this plane shift spell. And for the two that were unconscious, what does plane shift look like as you're not about to die and you're not in a hassle to cast this?
You see in a circle, and like a 10-foot circle around where we're standing, anything that's loose on the ground starts to kind of blow in a circle just around us. And as the spell continues, in your vision, little cracks kind of appear in reality that slowly fade out. Just like the same film type effect that we've seen before, but just like with little cracks that dash through your vision as we're going through. And then slowly dissolve into where we hope to go.
And as those cracks dissolve, that scent of the Feywild will hit you very hard as you start to hear the pleasant sounds of birds chirping. There's a fountain bubbling. You smell spring. Whatever you imagine spring to smell like, that is what is going to hit your nose very gently, but it's very different than what you experience in Shadowfen. You see bright colors of flowers and grass nearby, unnatural colors even, and very bright, very lustrous colors. As you all gently shift onto this stone slab in the middle of the Archphase estate, a place where parties are held, where envoys come in. This is the general area that overlooks the front of the estate. Very public area. Quirin, you know this estate pretty well, and you know Barnabas probably wouldn't have hidden her somewhere public. And you know that there is a off to the right, up 2 floors, is the Archfae's quarters, and that quarter is very well protected by this barrier that only an Archfae and those who they trust are allowed through that door. And no one else can get in that room unless specified by the Archfae. That is probably where she would be.
I think we'll get there and quickly take in our surroundings, just for a quick second, just happy to be back, but then right into business as we see where that door is, and we just take off in that direction.
And both Velphie and Professor Friedrich, you know that there is a time crunch, and that's probably the reason he's booking it.
And I'm on his heels.
Yeah.
And then just above table, that soul cleanse, I'm pretty sure I understand this, but that we expect that could help Eve by chance, right?
I expect it to. The way it's worded is you essentially... I think I've been able to deduce that this is not a traditional virus, more of a malady of the soul. And if we essentially transfer whatever is affecting her into the crystal off of her, and then you dunk that in the holy water.
Okay, I figure that's what it was for, but I didn't want to make any assumptions if I didn't know for sure. But yeah, we'll go right up to the door. And I think we're going to be a little cautious. Like, we know we have the experience of being called the Archfey and that chair forming to us, but I think we're still going to be a little, like, not totally understanding of that this is ours now. So I think we're just going to, like, put our hand on the door and just trying to just slide it through, just to be sure, like, we're not rejected. That we just kind of slide right through.
Okay. And as you all rush through this estate, as you make your way to this Archfey's door, this is a very elegant estate. It's made of beautiful stones, it's made of birch, it's made of pine, all things light and pastel you can find in this estate. Greens, blues, coral marble inlays, very intricate designs on the floors and the walls as you all rush by everything. Everything is light and natural and bright, and greenery and plants seem to grow on the walls, grow on the ceilings, grow on the floors. Naturally, of course, but in a way that is an accent to this home. And there are a few people buzzing around. But when you all start running past, they stop what they're doing and give a light bow in Quirin's direction. And they do not lift their head until you have passed. As they know who you are and they give no questions.
If we're running past, yeah, and we notice that, again, I still think it hasn't totally settled in that this is what's going to be norm now. So I think he's running by and, like, looking at people like, no, you don't have to. Thank you, but thanks, but you don't have to.
And they still hold that bow as you hear a few of them chuckle. But they do hold it as an Archfey is currently in their presence, kind of yelling at them not to as you continue dashing through this estate. And everything about this place is just immaculate. There are even a few royal guards that do the same. Those are probably new that got left behind because most, as you pass through this place, it is not guarded, besides the very few that seem to be very young and in, like, not as well polished armor. You can tell it's just older in comparison to the ones that you all saw while you were at War Council. And you hear kind of like the stuttering, like, oh, and then they give like this little bow as you all rush by. Welcome home, welcome home, welcome home. And you're able to continue moving, and you make it to the royal quarters where you try hesitantly to start pushing that door. This door is large. It reaches from the ceiling all the way down to the floor. Way too large for just any normal Eladrin archfey even being. Like, this is big enough for a tree folk to go in. And as you push on that door, you see that shimmer that lines the wall, it lines the door, everything that encompasses this quarter. It shimmers. And as you go to push the door, the bottom half, your hand goes through that barrier, and that door pushes open. It's a tinier cutout of this large door that opens for you.
I think he just kind of looks at the door, looks at his hand, kind of past the threshold of where he wasn't able to go before. Okay. Yeah. And then he'll take a step back, just pull his hand back, and just stay at like the top of the door. Then those two as well, Mr. Door. I then turn around to them. I think you're good. Just go through slowly. Just don't run. Just in case.
Velphie just walks through.
But the whole time, Friedrich, I've been following. I'm trying to mimic these bows to people bowing, who I assume it's to all of us because I don't know what's going on. I'm just like awkwardly half bowing at everything, and then I do the same in front of the door a couple of times before I walk in after Velphie.
And since it was specified to Mr. Door, these two, what should have been a solid wall for you to walk into spreads and allows you to enter. And then you see that shimmer close behind you as you all are in the quarters of an archfey. And as you enter, it looks like it was made for this druidic being. As you all see that there's an elegant owl perch burrow on the left side of the room, and right next to it is a very opulent, very large, way too large bed that is covered in rich fabrics and thick furs. And there is a fire burning in the fireplace, a magically lit one that makes the room a perfect spring day temperature. No matter what is going on outside, it is that lovely spring temperature. Some of the room, however, looks like it is starting to shift and change as it's trying to accommodate what the new archfey desires. It is built to reflect the person in charge of spring. And you can tell what was there for Anaria is slowly shifting into what Quirin would prefer. What does that look like?
So free reign to totally change this, however.
Go for it. It's yours. This is yours.
Okay. He's never had super, I don't know, exotic taste. He's never had anything exotic before, so I think at the moment it'll be pretty simple. I think we're talking probably like a birch polished floor. We love the fireplace. We're gonna keep that just the same. I think it'll be some larger tapestries hanging from the wall, maybe one in each corner, just kind of with varying patterns and so on. I will say, I think one of the tapestries will resemble something pretty close to the tattoo that he has. Probably with the bookshelves on the corner close to the fireplace. And bed will stay put as well. Just very simple. Just like a one pillow, maybe two blanket. I mean, neat made, but just pretty simple. As I don't know, he's never imagined having that. So, yeah.
And with these, it's almost like you see it flip from stone to polished birch, and you see that bed shift from these elegant, rich fabrics and thick furs to something simple but well made. The shelves line themselves with books, almost like this is magically transforming in front of you. Tapestries roll from the ceiling down to the floor. But in the center of the room in front of the fireplace is this very simple chase lounge. And on that chase, covered in thick furs, you see a being huddled, pulling that blanket up as far as they can pull it up. Almost like they're freezing in a room that's meant to be warm.
I think being interrupted by seeing how things are changing, like we're not even seeing the full thing. We see her right there, and I think we're just bolting right over, like kind of down on her side, on her knees, and just. Is she awake?
As you make your way to Eve, to her, she is not awake, and you can kind of see the flitting of eyes, like somebody who's dreaming, and how their eyes just go backwards and forwards when their eyelids are closed, and you can see you did move that black ichor down, but you are actually actively watching it creep up, and it did not used to do that. You're watching it move.
I think seeing it move, I don't know if Fred has followed or if he's still in the kind of in the middle, but we're just like motion. Probably just yell just Fred and then point to her like this is getting bad. And as we're sitting there, just put a hand on her shoulder and just gently just nudge her, see if she would wake up, and just say, I'm back, we're right here, and we're gonna try and help.
As you nudge her to wake her up, her eyes do flutter open just slightly, almost like somebody who is very sick and they only can open their eyes halfway. And she just gently nods as you hear she's breathing softly, but it's that sick breathing where you can hear that rasp and they can't quite get a full breath in. She's here. She's alive. But you do not know for how long.
I do follow in immediately and go to her side and pull my spellbook out. I pull the crystal out, and I'm like just laying things out, getting things ready.
This ritual takes an hour to cast.
Am I going to have time to finish it?
You all rushed up here. You need to hurry.
I'm going to start it, and unfortunately, I will sacrifice a bit of my bedside manner and just get right down to business doing it.
And while you're taking an hour to cast this spell, or Velphie or Quirin doing anything. This does take an hour.
I think Quirin is totally focused on his sister and Fred. I mean, Quirin has never had any brush up with magic, the level on what Fred is doing, but he knows magic a little bit. He's going to be of no help whatsoever, but he's there for her. He's there for Fred if anything happens, needs to change, whatever it may be.
She would have followed as soon as everyone started to move towards Eve. And she sees that the professor is just going right to it, so she's not really gonna say anything. She just stands and watches and just fiddles with the ring that Antir gave her as she just watches Friedrich work.
Okay. An hour starts to pass, and this spell goes off. What does the spell look like as you cast it, Professor Friedrich?
I would say it's similar to a lot of Friedrich's other magic, which is this sort of like smoky, like this dense smoke that falls to the ground. That is a sort of a sickly green color. As the gem sort of starts to be illuminated with the same kind of color as well, and it seems to be sort of pulling things into it.
And as that clear crystal turns that sickly green, you are right that it starts to pull something, and you all can see it pulling something. It latches on, this sickly green light latches on to Eve's finger, and almost like a little hole opens up. You all see the slimy black ichor is getting pulled out, almost like a blood clot that has been in there too long, that you can start to see the formation of where the veins and arteries go. It pulls out and it pulls out and it pulls out. Quirin, you see those veins start to recede that had made their way up her jaw start to go down. And you're watching as this ichor gets pulled and pulled and pulled and pulled and pulled. And you hear Eve's breathing start to calm down. And she doesn't have that sickly wheeze as this beautiful sickly green that Friedrich cast into this crystal starts to turn black, almost like you've dropped ink into water as it enters this crystal and it floats in the center. And you all can hear whispers. You all can hear, like, it's not loud, it's very muffled, but you can start to hear screaming and screeching of something. And finally, you pull it out, and color begins to come back to her face. The darkness that was consuming her, you watch the last of it leave her hand. Her eyes will open and she'll look at Quirin. Is it gone?
With what we saw escape her hand, her finger, the way Kieran will put his hand over hers just in case, like, if it comes back, it's not going to meet her hand. Just the same as she did from years ago. He's trying to, just in case. But when she wakes up and says that, eyes were probably red the whole time. Very choked up, but just lets out a, yeah. Yeah, it's gone. And we're here.
And tears start to form in her eyes, and she throws this blanket off, and she wraps her arms around you and like squeezes tightly, more strength than she's ever had. As she squeezes as tight as she can. We can go home. Everything's gonna be normal. We can go home.
I don't even think he can manage a yes. I think he's just nodding his head, just giving as tight of a squeeze as he can give back.
And then through broken sobs, thank you. Thank you for saving me. I didn't think I was going to be able to see you again. And she holds your shoulders and then like takes a step back to get a look at you because she hasn't been able to do that in a very long time. And as she does that, her eyes begin to glow white. Her eyes will roll back into her head. And in a voice that is not hers, your souls are bound to him. He will forever heave you back as long as his essence remains. It will devour all of you should it ascend. This world will ashen gray and be overrun by its creations. If you do not hurry where it resides, we are all doomed to ruin. And at this time, you all feel a yank. And just like earlier, as your sister Quirin is holding you by your shoulders, and for the first time you got to see her in years, healthy, normal, hopeful, you are yanked back. You may roll me Arcana if you wish.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
We can all do it.
24.
14.
12.
Okay, with a 24. The same way that there is something special about you, how you are now Archfey of Spring, there is something special about her. You've only heard about this, you've dabbled in magic. There are beings known as seers. And that is how it's described as you are yanked back. And you all take 6 bludgeoning damage as you hit this cold, hard ground. Velphie, you take 3.
And I think Quirin hits the ground just like... I think his hands were probably on her arms when she was reaching out, so he hits the ground like he's hugging the dirt. Like he just didn't want to go.
And I'm still holding the crystal, but what does it look like?
It's clear now that the spell has been cast. But there is something erotic writhing in it. Not erotic, exotic.
I thought you meant erratic.
Yeah,
Oh,
that was
erratic.
I was listening.
Or erratic, not erotic,
Took a
erratic.
turn.
Okay, again, from the top.
Leave it in. Leave it in.
As something erratically wriggles on the inside of this. Say it again.
No, you didn't.
No,
It's
you
just-
did it right.
It's hard to
you did it right.
recover.
It's erratic, and all of the penis is gone to everything.
Or erotic ways. Oh my god. Anyway, it's erratically twisting and turning and squirming, almost like it's alive inside this clear crystal. Almost parasitic and needing somewhere to go.
I'm just gonna pull out and wrap it in a handkerchief and just tuck it away for safekeeping.
I do have a bag of holding. I could chuck it in.
Normally, I would accept, but I just don't know enough about what's inside of this thing. And I know that bags of holding deal with other dimensions and things, and I don't know. I just will stick with the mundane for the time being.
Well, should something happen to the crystal and it's on you, it'll probably burrow its way in. But when we were at Aurora, it went through me and left. So it might be safer if I keep it.
Okay. And I'll take it back out. Leave it wrapped in the handkerchief. So I think once we get back to New Limbo, I don't know if they've rechristened it yet, as Aurora, I think Kara, or maybe even Hope, could help us.
And she'll take the crystal and carefully place it, not in her bag of holding, but in a regular pouch that she has like tied to her belt. And she'll make sure it's very secure, and she'll take out anything else that's in that pouch and put it in the bag of holding just so it's just the crystal wrapped in there, tightly tied.
And it's almost like it gets darker and darker and darker as it squirms. And there's no natural movement about it, as it almost like fades in certain parts and reappears somewhere else. And roll me a perception check.
Just Velphie.
Whoever wants to.
I'm gonna watch it squirm.
I'm going to use a
Why
luck
not?
point.
I can't see it. 3? Nat 1, 3?
All right. We got a We got a 19. How erotic is the squirming? Like on a scale of 1 to 10.
Oh, attack!
11.
What was yours, Velphie?
I rolled 2 nat ones, so
Oh, no. Okay. At that point, it's just fate.
yeah.
With both of those numbers, you and Professor Friedrich do not get anything. However, with a 19 and a super erotic, no, it's actually, you can hear like the slightest high pitch screech. Almost like you have tinnitus. But it's angry. It's very quiet, though, as you can hear it just screech.
Is it, I don't know if this is really going to matter, but is it like a consistent sound, or is it like a screech, like pause for a breath or for something, and then continues?
It like pauses for a breath and then like continues, and it sounds like a being that's just yelling and screaming and screeching, but almost like there's no conscious there. More so like you took it out of its environment and it's just gonna scream. Also, roll me a d20, please. Quirin.
Oh. Do I have to? Okay. I'm scared. A 17?
Okay, it was a 15 or higher. In your head, the first time. Where did you go? Why are you not here? Did I do something wrong? Where did you disappear? And it cuts off as Eve runs out of sending words, as she now has energy to cast magic.
But I'm trying to remember. I don't think. Okay. Let's see, 25. You did nothing wrong. Long story. Whenever we shift between planes, something always pulls us back. It's not you. We will be back as soon as possible. I think that's 24.
And with that, you do not get a response. As with dabbling in magic, sendings across lanes does not typically work. Very hard to do, as you do manage to get one and send a response back. That is all you currently get. But you know, Eve is no longer sick. And you feel your blade, the weight of it lessens. And you all, when you crash down onto this plane of existence again, you all left in the morning. It is now nightfall, or right before. And you all are back where you left. As you hear the braying and bleating of your mounts.
Just gonna go scruff Beatrix's little head, just, reaffirming, I made it back, all's well.
And as you go scruff Beatrice's head, she's nestled on the ground, laying down. And she looks like she goes to get up to get to you and can't.
Can I tell what's wrong with her?
Roll me a medicine check.
I'm rolling really bad tonight. 11.
11. She tries to stand, but her legs quake. And she sits back down. With an 11, Beatrice is old.
I'll just sit with her.
So watching Beatrice trying to get up, could Velphie pretty much tell that using cure wounds or any healing spells wouldn't necessarily help? It's just old age.
You may roll me a medicine check.
Five.
You don't know what's wrong, but you know Beatrice is old. Beatrice is 17?
Was that a question?
Yes,
I think
yes.
somewhere around there, yeah.
Yeah, Beatrice is 17. The average age of a goat is not that long.
So Velphie she'll walk up to the professor and squat down and scratch Beatrice's like right here on her head. I can try a healing spell. See if it brings some strength back, but I don't know if it'll work.
I don't know either. Maybe at least provide some comfort.
Sure. And we will cast... It's going to cost a spell slot anyway, so we'll just do a Cure Wounds first level.
As you cast Cure Wounds, it goes through her, it works. She nestles her head on Friedrich's lap.
So she does look a bit stronger.
No.
Oh. Well, I don't think it helped.
She knows you tried to help, though. It's been a long time, and out here is no place for her. It's not even really a good place for me.
Surprised she's even here still. I mean, goats don't typically live very long.
No. At some point, I stopped questioning it and just appreciated it. But I've always known that nothing lasts forever, to be cliche.
Does she like sugar cubes?
I've never seen her turn one down.
Velphie will reach into her bag and give a sugar cube to Beatrice.
She goes to eat it, and it's slow. And she drops half of it.
Gonna cry. I think Velphie will just kind of look a little bit, scratching her head once more, and then stand up and turn to Quirin. What does Quirin look like?
I think his mind is working a lot, so he kind of looks like he's in thought just of everything with Eve and the sending that went through and so on. But seeing Fred and Beatrice, he's I think some of it is. I think he's a little more tame. I think he sees this and understands it's still a. Oh, what's the word I'm looking for?
Somber?
His demeanor. Yes, there it is. Just, a little more somber and just, I don't know, kind of from a distance, watching.
She looks at you for a second and walks over and just very gently puts her hand on your shoulder. I can try to send her a message whenever you need to, if I have the ability to. She's in another plane, but it has worked before.
I think I'm okay at the moment. She reached out, actually, with one.
Oh,
Surprised it worked. But the longer we're gone, yeah, I think I'll take you up on that at some point.
And then she'll just pat your shoulder and walk over to Straya, pull out another sugar cube, push her tongue in, and just kind of pet her face. And she stands there for a minute, eyes glazed over, and just pets Straya.
If we may, can we walk over to Fred and Beatrice? Crouch down, do the same little pet that Velphie gave. And look at Beatrice, look at Fred. I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's never an opportune time, but time waits for none of us.
Eve thanked me for saving her, and she should have thanked you.
I'm just glad it worked. I'm just glad it worked. I mean, she doesn't know who I am or really what I did, and as long as it made a difference and she's better and will remain better, and now we know it can work again.
Eve doesn't know what you did, but I wanted to mention it, so... And he'll kind of pat Beatrice. I wanted to mention it so she knew. I'm sure she wouldn't have expected any less. I'm sure this doesn't come as a surprise.
And in common.
I knew my dearest friend could do it.
Does that register with me, since I'm so used to speaking with her every day, pretty much?
I'd say no, but Quirin, you hear Beatrice talk.
I think he just freezes. Has she always been able to talk? Yeah, we don't expect anything less from him too. He did great work today that I don't think many people would do.
I mean, we talk all the time, but you... And I just sort of look back and forth between Beatrice and Quirin. Did you hear her?
Yeah. She said she didn't doubt that you did good. Well, I don't have to tell you that. You heard that too. But for proof.
And I look back to Beatrice and I pet her again and say, after all this time, you're still so full of surprises.
She gives you this small bleat, and her breaths become a little shallower.
And I continue to just long, like running my fingers through her goat hair, I guess, And I'll just say quietly, but audibly enough for her to hear me, just, you've done so much for me. How can I repay you in this moment? How can I bring you the comfort and peace that I want you to have?
She's got a big head, so she takes her head and she leans it against you and puts all that weight into it. Again, Beatrice is old. At the very beginning of this campaign, it was stated that Beatrice was older than the average goat. You hear almost a faint ticking sound, like that of your pocket watch, and realize Beatrice's time has run out. You feel that weight on your lap, on your stomach, as she puts her head on yours, or onto your stomach. He nestles in, and you feel like the small bleat, but barely hear it. You have been the gift of my life, dearest friend. And as friend comes out, with her head on your lap, her breathing stops.
I just keep sitting there with her and just holding her.
And Quirin, since you were nearby, you heard what she said, clear as day. And as you are holding her, a few moments pass. They probably feel like eternity. She starts to glow. And she starts to glow this sunshine yellow. And as you look at her face, her old face, it almost looks like she's got a smile on it. That glow spreads and it gets brighter and brighter and brighter until you can't see her anymore. It's so bright that if you're looking in her direction, you're blinded from how bright this light is. A few moments pass, and that weight on your lap, on your chest of where her head used to sit, is no longer there. Once that light fades and your eyes start to adjust to where you can see your surroundings, you see in front of you, sitting kind of awkwardly, arms a little long, not weighed down with age, you see sitting on her butt with her hind legs out, or her front legs out, a big and very stout goat is in front of you. Her ears are doing this little flippy flap, and it looks like she's got a big smile on her face. She's youthful, strong, and ready to carry you wherever you need to go. Her eyes shine very brightly at you, and her saddle has shifted into something to fit this new shape. She looks at you.
My friend says I can stay, so our adventure isn't over, my dearest friend. It's not over yet. What's going on? Are we okay?
And all of you hear that. Professor Friedrich, roll me an Arcana check.
I'm going to need one high roll tonight, please. That's not the one. 2 on the dice for a 12.
Can we offer help? I don't know how.
I've rolled. Every single roll has been under 10 except 1.
Do you have inspiration?
In my soul, yes. In the game, no.
Can I offer an inspiration?
For how loving you are to Beatrice will give you advantage. You know her very well. You admire her a lot.
It's not much higher. It's an 8 on the die. 18.
With an 18, you have known for a while that Beatrice is the outcome of a wish spell. Beatrice is someone's wish, and you cast Identify on her quite a while ago. And I think in this moment, as she stares at you with these big eyes, with a big grin, as she stands to her full height and nuzzles into you, that what Beatrice is the accumulation of someone's love and admiration for a companion. And with that wish, Beatrice was meant for her to remain in a cycle of life and death with her dearest friend, so she can experience life with her companion for as long as her companion is still around. She is meant to surpass time, surpass that of an animal's normal lifespan, so she can experience everything with her most cherished. When you found her at a very young age, baby Beatrice, you've had her for a very long time, you get the idea that who cast that spell originally died. This was supposed to be Beatrice's last life cycle. For when her most cherished is gone, she was supposed to go too. But she found love and adoration in you. And that wish spell changed slightly. That wish passed to you. Beatrice will remain your friend for as long as you are living. When you go, she will go too. But for as long as you need a companion to carry you through the dark, she will be with you.
as the realization of that sets in, it's like this overwhelming swelling of Friedrich has never been this close to another one in his life, and of all people, it's his goat that is his closest companion. And it's this weird, like, emotional blend of, like, you just said goodbye and you're going through the beginning of the acceptance of death, and then you get hit with this reverse of that. But then there's just this twinge of a crippling weight of responsibility in caring for himself throughout this ordeal as well, because now they're tied, their fates are tied in that way. It's a big emotional cocktail right now in Friedrich.
And Beatrice will look towards Quirin. Big grin on her face.
So my dearest friend did it, huh? Everything's okay? The person that you all were trying to save is okay? He's very talented.
He's doing great, and yes, he is.
Beatrice, not that my expectations were ever limited, but I seriously thought you speaking to Quirin in our common tongue was incredible. And how are you here before me?
Oh, well, my other dearest friend. See, when you had found me, I kind of forgot that I could do this. And she came to visit. And she asked if I wanted to stay or if I wanted to go. And I told her I wanted to stay. Because we have lots of tea to continue drinking and you need someone to carry you.
Well, life is a series of meetings and partings, and I'm very, very grateful that this is not our parting.
It won't be. I think I've done this quite a lot.
And I just give her a big goat hug. Whatever that looks like.
She nuzzles into it as she's a little bigger now than she was just a few moments ago, as this is Beatrice in her prime. This is how you raised her. To be strong, to carry, to be helpful. She is exactly as you need her for what you need to go forward.
And I just pull out of that hug and we'll look at you. You're the spry one now, and maybe I get to ride the disc next time.
I think you get to ride the disc next time, but tell me about how you saved the world.
Well, that's a work in progress, but baby steps, one life at a time.
You saved someone's world. I think that's important.
You've saved someone's world as well.
Oh, me? I didn't do anything.
See how it feels? Modesty. Oh, I'm sorry. That was just a lot. That was a lot to go through.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know how to... I'm sorry.
No. No, you didn't. No, I don't know the right words to use right now. I'm just really glad you're here.
I'm not going anywhere.
Me neither.
Good.
And I guess we will need to go somewhere soon together. We have a bit of traveling to do, but you certainly look up to it.
She gives this little chest puff, proud of herself.
I've got some ideas. Once we get to Esserora, I have some ideas.
How can I help?
Oh no, it's for you. Just give me some time to mull on it. We'll make sure you're ready for the journey ahead.
For me? Okay. Well, my knees don't feel so bad now, so I should be okay.
And I just hug her again.
And what are Velphie and Quirin doing during this moment?
So Velphie was kind of in her own world, just petting Straya mindlessly, and when the very bright light, she probably would have turned around at that point to watch what was happening. So I don't know how close Straya is in relation to where this is happening. So would she have heard any of that, including Beatrice's side?
I would say you would hear everything after the light dims.
Okay. So I do hear Beatrice talking as well.
Yeah, Beatrice is just talking. Like this is a normal everyday occurrence.
Okay. I think she would have walked closer, kind of standing behind the professor watching. Just kind of a little more flabbergasted as to what she's just seen. But she'll put a hand on the professor's shoulder and a squeeze, and she'll say, "I'm so happy you get to keep her around."
I mean, for a moment there, I didn't know what I was going to do. It's just... Me too.
She'll squeeze his shoulder, and she'll walk over to Beatrice or kind of reach, I don't know where she is, but reach for her head and give her the head scritches again and say, "You are full of surprises, and I'm glad we can finally talk now."
Oh, you're gonna get tired of me.
I don't think so. And then she'll pull out a sugar cube and give it to Beatrice.
And she takes the full thing.
And she'll scratch one more time and stand up and, I guess give some distance.
Yeah, and I think Quirin was doing the same. After Beatrice talked to Quirin, and once Fred and Beatrice start interacting, I think he's just kind of just trying to slink away, just giving them their space and their time. So he's kind of just off doing his own thing.
As the night progresses, is there anything you wish to do?
Once I see that Beatrice is hopefully, settling down to sleep if she needs to, I have sort of this renewed determination now, to where I feel empowered by her, so she's strong, and now I feel stronger as well. So I get right down to business, and I'm going to start copying another spell over into my spell book. But I'm not going to have time to do it tonight. Maybe half of it. It's up to you to determine. It takes 14 hours.
With 14 hours, we'll say throughout the evening you are able to do half. You'll be able to do the next half tomorrow.
And I'm going to go with the Magnificent Mansion will be the one I copy over.
Okay. And as you fork up that gold to start writing that spell down, it will take you 14. You are able to knock out 7 today. And that will take up your evening except for when you sleep. What about Velphie?
Velphie, I think she'll kind of set up, leaning against a tree, facing Sydonea, and she'll watch the pulses as they go off. and is kind of staring at Sydonea, and she's gonna hold her lute and just kind of start playing this kind of sad, very sad song. She's not singing, she's just watching Sydonea and just kind of mindlessly strumming it. That's pretty much what she'll do.
Okay. As you're able to play that sad song and strum away until your heart's content, Quirin, what about you? Your sister is healthy. Your sister is safe from whatever this is for the time being. You saved her. And now you find out she's a seer.
I think his mind is entirely like just the whole time thinking about what life is going to look like after everything that we're doing here resolves, hopefully. I don't think he's really ever been one to really think past tomorrow. And I think with sickness, hopefully cured, to never return to Eve at least. And I think he's really going in depth on what day to day might look like as the Archfey of Springcourt, and what just overall what he and his only family now of Eve, their life is going to look like, because all he's really known is just survive, and there's plenty of opportunity to do more than that in an ideal world now. So I think that's this just kind of laying down on his mat and everything, just staring up at the sky and reeling over all that.
And as you reel over what life could look like going forward, there is something you have to take care of first. As your souls are bound to him or to it, it will forever heave you back as long as its essence remains. It will devour all should it ascend. This world will ashen and gray and be overrun by its creations. If you do not hurry to where he resides, we are all doomed to ruin. Your sister said there will be no future for anyone should it ascend. And as you fall asleep, everything quietens. And that man that you've seen before stands in front of you. Red hair, one green eye, one black ichor traveling up so far it looks like it's about to overtake his face. Just watches.
I think we'll look at him. I had forgotten her, and then I remembered. We got what we wanted.
He nods. We got what we wanted. You've done what I was never able to.
Is there a way that I can do what you never got to for you?
She's been gone a very long time. There was so much that we wanted to do, so much that we aspired to be. None of that will ever happen.
I'm sorry it never got to happen for you.
At least I was able to help someone. For once.
I'd say thank you, but it doesn't feel like enough, really.
I do not deserve any thanks. Had it not been for part of my desire, I don't think any of this would have happened. The door never would have been open. My bloodline would never have been cursed. I have nothing holding me anymore. No anger, no desire, nothing.
Nothing more.
Nothing more. He will raise his head from where he's been looking at the ground to you. Thank you.
For what? Just doing what you couldn't?
For letting me aid in that. I think I can let go now. And he'll look back down at the ground. Then look at you and give you, it's almost like a half smile, like only one half of his face works. Roll me a history check, or Arcana, whichever you're better at. Or investigation, even.
We'll do Arcana.
Okay.
26.
With a 26, you get the sense something has corrupted, something has eaten away at the man that stands before you, the elf that stands before you. That corruption, the same corruption that was currently taking over Eve, or was taking over Eve, has devoured all of him except for this tiny piece. This tiny piece that when that creature you slayed when you met this party for the first time, a little piece of his soul went into that stream that created your sword. He has been with you with the desire to save his sister. That desire you had to save your sister is what linked the two of you. This tiny piece of soul that's left of this person. You see that red-haired man start to fade, almost like bits and pieces start to dissolve. And as he is slowly starting to dissolve, behind him, you see this bright purple light. And it's like reality cracks. And through it, roll me a perception.
Ooh, 17.
With a 17, you don't see it clearly, but it's dark, and you hear whispers and the faint glowing of light blue orbs. But there is this being behind it that is abysmal and dark and large, and it floats. And you can tell that it's got this cylindrical, long torso, two very thick legs, and what looks like this tail that is just a trunk that just weaves and bobs. You see a large head that looks very cylindrical, and it's got eyes all over it, and they're going in all different directions. And it's got tendrils that almost make its hair. It's got extremely long arms with claws that are so long they scratch the floor, what you think is the floor underneath it. And as that thing cracks, whatever that is, that rip in reality, that arm shoots through, grabs the red-headed man in front of you, and yanks him through the crack, and the crack closes.
If Quirin walks over to the area where all that was happening, I assume there's no trace, there's nothing.
There is nothing, and there is no red-headed man in this section. No crack that you can find, nothing.
And I think he'll look around, taking the environment. You've helped me. And because you've helped me, it was always the plan, but we're going to continue to help others. So you're done, but we're not.
And this area that almost looks like just water on the ground and nothing else visible fades. You all get a long rest. And Quirin, as you wake up, that blade on your hip that has been very heavy up until this point, you don't feel the pull to it anymore. You don't feel like you have to keep it next to you at all times. You have broken the curse of your blade. as the being inside it has finally let go. And with that, Professor Friedrich, as you wake up, your sending stone starts to buzz.
I'll retrieve it.
It's the one from Pear.
Mm-hmm.
Lights are shooting up from the southeast in rapid succession. Rot has made it to the mountain range. Where are you? Need updates. And that is where we're going to call tonight's session.
We're coming, lady.
Thank you so much for watching session 52 of the Order of Narvosc. If you're excited for session 53, please make sure to like, subscribe, and ring that bell. That way you get notified when the next video comes out. Please make sure to check out our player social media accounts as well. You can find those links in the description below. Be the light that drives out the darkness, adventurer. We'll see you soon.